some of the crowdfunding platforms. I mean, some of the things that were just coming up. This is one of the Indian platforms that you have now. I don't know if you've ever heard of Kranti. Is that possible? Yes. This is ketto.org. Ketto. It's based in Mumbai, and one of the successful campaigns, this is very recent, was Kranti, this organization in Bombay. They work with children of sex workers, and they were raising money to send this girl to US for her studies. She had got a PATH scholarship. You all know about this. Yeah. So this is one of the Indian platforms that you can explore. But definitely, see, the fact of the matter is that there is a cost to fundraising.
Oh, okay.
That's a bit too dark. Everybody's going to go off to sleep. Great. Can I have some lights on? Thanks. There is a cost to fundraising. Just because you write a project proposal and you get money, that does not mean there's no cost to it. There are people who are sitting in offices in this air-conditioned building. There is money. There is a cost to fundraising. You've just got to accept it. Yeah. I just want to quickly take you through your tips and tricks. Let's forget about tips and tricks. They're tactics. You've got to learn tactics, and like Ashok was saying, you've got to position yourself. Figure out where you're positioning yourself. I'll just take a minute before you start the practical exercise, as it were. So we start off with something called fear-free fundraising, because everybody before a fundraising, they're just like, oh my god, I have to go and ask all these people for money. Like, how am I going to do this? So first of all, put your cape on. Put your, leotards on and just get ready, You're going to do something amazing, extraordinary, that no one has the guts to do. Very few people have the guts to do. Please remember that, yeah? Now, people give people. Don't start your story with our organization, 10 years old, we have been working very well, very nicely, people love us. Nobody gives to organizations, nobody gives to buildings, they give to people. They give to stories, they want change. You talk about stories, just like how he was saying. You talk about, saving that child's life because it will be great for your afterlife, whatever. Ask. We're always this thing on asking. I think all South Asians are like that. We're just like, that question is not coming. We'll say the whole story, okay. And then when we end, we're just like, don't you feel like just giving? Are you going to make me ask the question? You have to ask. You have to ask. And also say what you're going to do with the money. Because, there might be stingy people. They might be so rich that 100 rupees, even if they put it over there, they've forgotten about it. But if you ask for that 100 rupees, they're going to ask you, what do you want it for? How will you spend it? How will this money go? They've got 10 questions. Everybody's got it. We've got it ourselves. So that's something you'll have to accept. But please ask. Yeah, nothing goes viral on their own. You've got to market it. You've got to be standing on the table like that OLX ad. It took me a while to figure out, why is that man taking off his clothes and standing on the table and like talking? Basically, he was trying to market himself. Unfortunately, he was not very good looking. But nevertheless, you've got to market. Nothing goes viral on its own, Okay, so here are your tactics. Friendlies, the super fan. There are some people who've got like lots of friends on Facebook. And everything they say, anything that they say, I went out and the sun is sunny. Suddenly 200 comments, yes, oh yes, it is sunny. There are these people who have a lot of social media capital. Try to recruit them. Because if they say something, if they say, this cause is great, then that has a lot more value. Yeah? Encourage participation. If you're going to only talk about, I want money, it's boring. Nobody wants to listen to you. Talk about what your project is about. Ask them to get involved. What do you think? You've got to build that. It's an online platform, so all the rules of online go, just like how he was saying. Are you active on social media? Only then you can even think about online fundraising. Yeah? Yeah, reach out to bloggers, online magazines, anything and everything. There's a guy who looks like Shakespeare and he's wondering to post or not to post. I mean, you got to reach out to as many contacts as you have. Bloggers, online magazines, not everybody is going to post your lovely campaign, but somebody might. And that again will get more readers in. So try and do research on people who might be interested in your campaign and who might post it. Develop engaging content, like he said, before it used to be like, you'd write a letter, you'd be face to face. Right now you create videos, you create music videos, you create infographics. It's a whole load of new content that you got to make. And of course, last but not the least, you must understand that fundraising is a very cumbersome and long process. So this becomes really important. Thank you. I remember once in a workshop I asked the NGOs, so do you thank your donors? Do you give a thank you letter? Something. So then one man said, yes. I said, oh, that's lovely. So, you give a letter. What do you give? No, in the receipt it's written, received with thanks. Oh, that's really brutal. Don't do that. Hey, I mean, you got to be genuine. You take the money and suddenly you've forgotten me. I mean, that's not fair, right? So, and here's why it's important. Many times you will see, when you first start, you're not getting your results. You have a 5 lakh target, you'll reach just about 1 lakh. And you think this is a complete failure. And you don't even feel like thanking those poor people who gave you money. But actually, by thanking them, what happens the next year, you go back. Your targets somehow, you surpass targets. I have spoken to some NGOs where they started with targets like, oh, last year I put one big target I didn't reach, so I'm being, very cautious this year. And then 3 times over, they're going to change their target because they're going on passing it over. Everybody's cautious about you as well. So I'll give you money, but I'm watching you. And I will make sure I'll tell everybody if you don't thank me or if you don't engage me, I'm not a happy customer. It's almost like that. I'm like your customer. So you got to, believe in thanking the person so that the next time you go back there, you'll have to do this a few times over. Of course, Dubai is great at it and he's done his school with crowdfunding. But many of us, we keep knocking around till we get it right. All right. So, Dubai, please.
Okay, so I'd like to continue on her that she was telling power of thank you. When you are doing the research, when you will go on some cases or some causes that were funded, you will always see that the organizers are giving something back to the donors. What form of back? Not a thank you letter. Like today I saw one person, he is telling for like $10,000 for this disease. If you pay $10,000 for treatment of this disease, I will run 25 miles in 1 hour. Now he is earning the money for the people. Okay, so it needs to, because you need to attract it's not like normally going to the donor, or it's totally different. When you are reaching the mass people, you need to be on their mind that no, this guy is doing the right thing, I need to support him. So while somebody here, if you are making a film, give them a role in your film. That if you pay me 1,000 rupee, I will let you meet us in a shooting spot. Or you can be part of the side crew. You need to be very creative in every aspect, because if you don't do that, what we do in small food is we actually take the money, but we try to call them and follow up on them, but we have a relationship like a family. So I don't call the donor who lives who is like far from Dhaka. I don't call them. Who calls? That group leader who knows her very well. She keeps on contacting them. Now she thinks that she is giving the money to a family member, and I have the connection with my leader. So you need to actually get inside every donor. Now everybody is your donor, so you need to get inside the mind of everybody. So this is a difficult process. Then again, this is sometimes the only way you have. Like I did not have any money and I did not have any organization. So how am I going to get the donor? So I had to reach the mass people. So I don't have any option, and that is the best option for me. So you need to know if the crowdfunding is the right option for you. If it is, like I don't regret doing it, and this is, without that it would not be possible. So there might be a project in your farm that needs crowd support, because maybe it's a small amount of donation is required, but participation is important. So this concept is very, very broad, and you can be very much creative with this, and research is mandatory. If you just go in one of the platforms that we are talking about, you will see thousands of stories and what type of projects get funded, how long does it take to be funded. So if you look at every cases, then you will come up with something, and always try to, if you are a big firm, always try to hire some expert on this field, because if you just go there and tell it very professionally, it might not work. Most of the videos that they make is very casual with a handheld camera, because they are showing that actually maybe they don't have that setup. So if you have a very professional setup, you might not need a crowdfunding. So it depends on case by case basis. And now I would like you to visit 4 websites, 4 different types of websites, and that will give you a very good idea. Then we will discuss among each other that what can be done. Okay, so how many devices do we have with internet access? 1. You know? Wi-Fi. Okay, I'm giving you the security. So we have 2 over there. Can we have 2 over here? Do you have internet access? Okay. Yes, the password is startupset. START UPSAT.
I think you can use the system.
Okay, so CrowdRise. Some of you need to work on CrowdRise. So who? Asik, can you work with CrowdRise over there at that corner?
Oh yes, yes.
Okay. Then Indiegogo. Can you?
Yeah, just
Okay,
use
so
my laptop.
over there, CrowdRise. And IOB.org. It's a very interesting thing. I want some of you to. Yes. IOB.org.
Yeah, SAT.
SAT, satellite.
Startup SAP.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we have firstgiving.com. So what I want you to look at is some of the projects that were funded, and go to the FAQ, frequently asked questions, and go to the features.
Any more computers in there? Yeah, just open it up and a group of you can sit together.
We can try
You want to see? Yeah, that's true. Whatever you're doing, just project it. Just carry on doing whatever you're doing, but we just, so that others who don't have laptop or can't see can just see what you are doing at least.
So I want you to look at what type of projects this kind of platform is supporting, the one you are working on, and so what is the platform for, then the features, and then go to the FAQ, and if you see any important things like if anybody charges more than 9% or 10% in total, so that's a red flag. So you concentrate on that too, and go to some stories and try to share with us some case that was funded. So that's how everybody at least gets inspired so that you
You
know
just
what-
explore and then we'd like to share with, just share it with the group. So just take a good 10 minutes or something to just explore the whole platform. Which connection did you connect to? What's it called? Auditorium will be slow. There's odd, ask to. You know, that's what you have social media summit and even there's no internet realities. Huh?
You're connected to studio.
Because you are here as a product, this is your social media presence.
See whether there's a center No, it's not there. It's actually not Internet is really slow, I think. Anything we can do? Yeah. Why are you only in Yours? Connected? So, see, they are looking at Iowa. You can look at something that is close to. Look at Indigo. That's quite popular. Is it coming? Good for me, is this right for me, or this is something I could also do, this is a good idea for me. Just keep looking at things from your perspective alone. Closely at these small little things that are actually quite important, you know.
Okay, so while you are doing it, just keep your ears open so that I give you some of my personal thoughts on preparing the contents. I have learned in my school ethos, pathos, logos, kairos. Anybody familiar with it? Yeah. Everybody? Okay. So I didn't know if it's taught in India too. So okay. So same thing is here too. So first of all, it needs to be very credible. If people doesn't understand that you are a credible person who is asking for money, they are never going to give you the money. So as Ashok said, make a very strong presence in the social media. Also have your physical office or anything, depending on the project, and so that people trust you by giving the money because they want the work done. And while you are doing the works, keep posted, keep on like asking them to visit your project, something like that. So that's important. Ethos. Then pathos, attack them emotionally. Because if you don't, no,
I like the attack part of it.
that's actually.
Tearjerker.
So that's actually how every project in here works. So if you don't use pathos, if you don't use emotion, no project, I don't think it's going to be funded. Either make them smile, make them happy, make them visionary, or make them sad that this world is being destroyed without this, and reach your goal. And try to portray the true things. If you actually find a problem and need a solution, it automatically has some pathos in it. Then Kairos is timing. So let me give you an example of what happened in our country, and that will give you a complete sense of ethos, pathos, logos, Kairos, and how it actually came very naturally. Nobody needed to create anything. Have you heard of the building collapse in Sabar, Bangladesh?
Oh, yes.
There was a building collapse, Rana Plaza. Yes, 2,000 something people died. So that's a major problem. That was a major incident in our country and a very tragic story. Now, during that time there was crowdfunding. Why? There was in need of a lot of amount of money in a very small time. So this is the perfect time to use crowdfunding. What they did is made up their own system. So there is some Facebook pages of big organizations like youth organization, or like some gaming group, or like school groups, and they posted a photo that if you want to donate for Sabar victims, send this your amount and the text, the number, dial and the money was going. So within 1 day or 2 days, they have raised a huge amount of money, and I heard there was no lack of any resource in Sabar. So that is the perfect time. You need to do it in a perfect time, and there was pathos because everybody was very sad, so they are ready to give the money. Then again, he said nobody has the time to go and work in the Sabar, but they can just pay the money. Then we have the credibility. The thing, it was done through bKash, one money transfer system, and organization called Jago, which is a very well-known organization. So credibility was not a problem. And it was logos. Okay, logos comes in with logic and everything. They have given the facts that this is the problem. We don't have oxygen. We need the money. So that is how they have spread it. So our content, our project with all these 4 factors is definitely going to bring you money, and not only by crowdsourcing, but you are going to open up to a lot of things in people. And now anybody is ready to share any thoughts on the platform that you are all working on? Just what you have found, so that we can get a thought process started.
I was just saying that this is pretty good, the platform, because in 2005 there is a massive earthquake in Pakistan.
Can you please come here and talk?
I'm from Pakistan. I'm a journalist. So I just wanted to share, after having a look at the platform, that it's pretty good, because in 2005 we had a massive earthquake in Pakistan and a lot of destruction happened. And then a lot of international and local funding was there and flowing in. But then there wasn't such, due to a lack of availability of such platform. I really know that how difficult it was for a lot of people who wanted to contribute but really didn't trust the government probably, but didn't actually know either that who to trust. So because of such platforms, which I'm just relating that this is pretty good, because back then, I'm not saying that there should be another earthquake so that such platform could be utilized, of course. But the point is this is pretty good. That had there been such platforms, then would have been a lot easier, a lot of help could reach those people who actually needed it. Because I don't know, I'm sure that it is also here as well that people don't really trust government as far as like giving their charity money is concerned, because they don't want to spoil their afterlife.
Part of the world.
Right.
But something that we did in 2008 when we had a I mean, you know, we were at the last phase of the war in the north. There was this segment of people in the hospitals who were treated as a result of all the injuries that took place during the war front. Because see, we were told by the American embassy that there are these tools, right? But